Hello out there. My name is Laolu Akonde, and you are on to Inside Sources. Today, I'm skipping my take and opening the show with a quick conversation with the organizers of the Save Nigeria Group rally that is going to be holding tomorrow in front of the U.S. Congress in Washington, D.C. And for that segment, I'm not going to be putting on my jacket because I want to stand in solidarity with the Nigerians who will be going out tomorrow to support the intervention of the U.S. in stopping the killings in our country. And so to join me in that quick conversation, I have the National Director of the Save Nigeria Group, which is based in the U.S., and also with representative in Nigeria, who has also been on Inside Sources before, Honorable Stephen Osemwegwe. Honorable Stephen, welcome back to Inside Sources.
Thank you, Laole. Very happy to be here, and I'm excited that so much is going on and the change is on its way.
Certainly. I am persuaded, like yourself, that we don't want the Americans to invade our country. I don't think that is what is going to happen. But what they have done has put our government on their toes, and our government have become more proactive, more responsive than any time that I remember in the last 12 years. And so it is very exciting that we have such an opportunity to get our leaders to do exactly what it is that is right.
Yes, thank you very much. Well, I would beg to disagree with that, but I'll get into that in a bit.
Okay.
I believe that a lot of dress rehearsals are going on. The real truth is that our children are still in captivity. We are still hearing kidnapping every day. There's escalation here and there, and I hope actual change happens, not cosmetics.
I agree with you. Yeah, I agree with you. But let's get into it. And just to give proper context for our audience, Honorable Stephen Osemwegwe actually was one of the gubernatorial aspirants of the Labour Party in Edo State in the 2023 election. So it's not new to public affairs or issues of governance and politics in Nigeria. But let's just start. How is the event, the rally tomorrow, Monday, December 1, how is it going to turn out? How many people are you expecting, Honorable Stephen?
Thank you very much, Laulu, for that question. Well, the truth is that when we initiated the idea of coming for a rally to Capitol Hill, the conversations around what was happening in Nigeria was being held by people like our dear senator from Texas, Ted Cruz. And we were saying that as Nigerians here in America, we needed to show to the Texas senator that there are Nigerians here that are aware that the issue of genocide against Christians in Nigeria is a credible truth. Because voices were already accusing Ted Cruz that is not true, the Texas senator does not know Nigeria. So we envisage going to Capitol Hill to support Ted Cruz's bill and also to call for President Trump to redesignate Nigeria as a CPC. Little did we know that a few weeks later, Trump will go ahead and take over even the issue and bring it to the front of everybody's attention. So right now, we were anticipating a small rally for about 50 to 100 persons, but I can tell you today, as I speak to you now, we have a positive problem. More than 1,000 people have already registered on Eventbrite to attend. Our venue is even too small to contain the number of people. And I'm not telling you Nigerians, I'm telling you Americans that are concerned about what is happening. The truth is that this thing can no longer be hidden. The videos are there. The mass graves are there. The witnesses are there. On this rally today, we're going to be having someone like Michael Arnold, who will be our keynote speaker. He's coming from Texas. Michael Arnold is the one that went to Abuja and flipped the script and spoke the truth, that the Christian genocide in Nigeria is systematic. It is something that is undeniable. And the IDPs are there as witnesses. We're also going to have Frank Oto, who is from Yalewata. He lost over 38 members of his own family. He will be there tomorrow. He lost over 270 of his own village. He will be there tomorrow. We have several people who have gone through this. So the Americans will meet witnesses of the genocide against Christians. Yes, the argument is always thrown about in the media in Nigeria that other Muslims are dying, other people are dying. But according to Reverend Ezekiel Dakomo, Who is killing the Muslims or the Christians? Should anybody die at all? The function of any government is the protection of life and property. And our government has failed spectacularly in that role. So we are going to Congress tomorrow to ask for bills that are before the Congress, such as the Christmas bill H860, talking about this genocide, and Raleigh Moore's bill 866. We want those bills to be passed urgently, as well as the Senate bill 2747 of Ted Cruz. Why do we want bills to be passed in Congress, and why are we going to Capitol Hill tomorrow, December 1st? We're going there because we understand that redesignating Nigeria as a country of particular concern alone does not solve the problem. Until the sponsors and the backers of this genocide, until their pocketbooks can be hit, which is what Ted Cruz is doing. He wants a bill that will sanction the identified sponsors of this insecurity. That's why we want that bill to be passed. And also, we are going to Congress tomorrow to thank President Trump for being the first president to speak on the issue, not calling it climate change, farmer header class, calling it what it is, a genocide against Nigerian Christians, because in the last 10 years, according to the numbers that have been verified, 19,100 churches have been burned or vandalized. More than 100,000 Christians have been killed. We have millions in IDP camps, and a large percentage of them, 90% at least, are Christians. In my home state of Edo, you mentioned Edo, during the campaign of Edo, I found an IDP camp in Edo that I never knew existed in Ovia Northeast. That camp had been there for over a decade. Those people were from southern Borno, and they were all Christians in Edo State. That camp is still there. Some of them reached out to me and said, we know you are from Edo State, you are very active in helping Edo people. We have 3,000 IDPs in our care. Home for the Needy, that's the name of the... they said they will be watching our rally live. So the enthusiasm about the rally tomorrow is very big, because people recognize that this is an opportunity for Nigeria. If our government was sincere, they would be the one asking for help. I listened to our former President Obasanjo speaking yesterday, that when your government has failed to protect you, you have a right to call for help. We are part of an international community. And I'm very delighted that with support we are getting from the churches around America, the evangelicals, the Catholics, the Protestants, they are coming tomorrow in solidarity with the victims of Nigeria whose voices have not been heard for so long. For so long, it has been denied. Our government denied the reality. But today, the world is watching. And tomorrow at 11 a.m. at the Capitol grounds, we know that the numbers will be huge, simply because this issue is at the front burner of the world. And I believe that if our government knows what is right, they should be welcoming help, because already it is proven by empirical fact that they cannot do this alone. How can you go to St. Mary's Catholic Church and kidnap 315 girls or so? To carry 300 people to a venue, you have to get buses. You have to feed these people. How are these people able to do this blatantly, and you say you have a government, when the role of a government is the protection of life and property? I want to quickly add that the goal of Boko Haram is Western education is evil. And today we have schools closing in Niger, that schools closing in Kebbi, that schools closing in Kwara. So they are already achieving their aim because our government has failed. So tomorrow at 11 a.m., all those around the DMV area, which is Maryland, Virginia, and DC, they will be coming up to join us. And our event is very brief. It's 2 hours because it's cold. The winter storm is coming. So we will be very brief. So if you want to join us, be there on time, 11 a.m., no African time.
Okay.
So I want to thank you, Laolu.
Okay, I mean, thank you for your love, and the patriotism that is driving this. I myself, I just came back, from a trip to the U.S. I was at the Capitol Hill last week, Thursday, and I also know that the Nigerian government, sent a delegation that was led by the National Security Advisor, Mr. Nuri Badu, to meet with U.S. government officials. They also met Congressman Christopher Smith of New Jersey, who is the chair of the Subcommittee on Africa, and also Congressman Raleigh Moore from West Virginia, who is also a member of that subcommittee. So don't you think that the government is already trying to see how they can work with the Americans? Because they met with the Secretary of War. I believe they met with some officials of State Department, and they seem to have now developed a joint working group of Nigerians and American officials on how America can help us. What's your response to that attempt?
So ab initio, we have said that if the government was sincere, they would have been going to call for help. It's like a man whose roof is leaking, you will not sit on it. The truth is that I saw the visit by the high-power delegation led by our NSA, No Ribadu, but I think it's coming a bit too late, sir. This crisis did not start in this administration. It has been festering. What we are now seeing is an escalation. And why would they even wait until Nigerians have cried all the way to the Congress halls of America before you are talking about delegation? And what is the delegation saying? That they want to collaborate. Well, personally, I don't trust that the Nigerian government is sincere to confront this, because in Kwara State, we saw an invasion in the church of CAC where people were killed and others were kidnapped and with ransom. Bayo Ononuga came out to say, they called them to say, the law-abiding terrorists, can you please return the people? He could not even be honest with Nigerians, telling us that he did not pay ransom. And those people went ahead and kidnapped another 11 after releasing the churchgoers they held. We also have seen several efforts whereby governments are paying bandits or negotiating with them in the north. How can American government be partnering with somebody that negotiates with terrorists? I just want to let you know that on our own, based on this rally and all our efforts as Save Nigeria Group, the State Department has invited us to come with a high-powered delegation to sit with them after the rally tomorrow. So we are going to be meeting with the State Department to let them know what the truth is, that we do need external help because our government is not sincere. Many people have claimed that they called the army, they called the police before attack, 24 hours. They did not show up. After the people have been killed, then they will come and start asking questions. The truth is our government is not sincere. So at the State Department tomorrow, we are not just going to go there. We are going to go with a list of those we have verified in our government that's supposed to be asked questions, people that the U.S. government should investigate as part of the real sponsors of this crime. So tomorrow we are going to the State Department. Beyond that, the media here, they want to learn more from us. They do no longer believe what they hear from Abuja. They want to hear from ordinary Nigerians like myself who know what is happening, that knows the government is not sincere. And I will be delighted that at the rally tomorrow, Nigerians will come and hear from the victims. I'm from Edo State. I'm not in the front lines of this, but the thing is creeping down south. They are now coming through Kwara. Before you know it, where are they going to stop? In Edo State, Laolu, people are already paying ransom to Fulani militia to go to farm in Edo North. You saw a video that went viral, a husband and the wife that was kidnapped. They were asking for 100,000, and they're still kidnappers then. A priest from Southern Kaduna just died in captivity, and his wife and daughter are still there. So this issue is not something that New Ribadu can come to America and say, nothing to see here, just collaborate with us, give us money, give us weapons. Some of the weapons that they even get, we have heard rumors that these things end up with the terrorists. So how are we sure if America partners with this government that we can get a solution? I don't believe so. I believe that we need an international high-power delegation that will use both diplomatic and kinetic means to take out the terrorists whose locations are known, but for some reason, Bayo Ononuga said they know where they are. They know who they are. They have their phone number. But for some reason, they are not willing to take them out. So we need the United States and the coalition of the international community to take these people out and protect our lives and save our communities. And lastly, until the IDPs are returned to their homes, this issue is far from over.
Okay, I mean, just before we wrap it up, you are not asking for an American invasion of Nigeria. I want to get that one straight.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not asking for an American invasion of Nigeria. And Trump never said he was going to invade Nigeria. America does not have time to be invaded. What is it? America is even offering help to help us take out the terrorists that has already invaded. A lot of people say that we're a sovereign nation. Well, Boko Haram will disagree. The Fulani militia committing the genocide, they will disagree. Our sovereignty has already been taken over by the Maridun terrorists. How can you have a church service and people go in there and shoot and pack parishioners and churchgoers, and you say you have sovereignty? America is offering what Trump offered. He said, kill the terrorists that is killing the Christians and other Nigerians. Not only Christians, other people that have been killed, or we will do it for you. Who would have thought between now and on November 1st and now that our government would have heard Trump, who is very, very serious, and take out the terrorists? But what do we see? We see ransom being paid. We see kidnapping of even escalation. Now people are afraid to go to church. People are taking their children away from school. How can we continue like this? It is clear that we need help to help us take out the terrorists, not invade Nigeria. I'm a Nigerian. I believe in our sovereignty. I believe in our survival and unity and progress. I am happy that we have a country as powerful as the United States willing to help us. And not just that they're willing, they're able, because they know how to take out terrorists.
Yeah, I mean, very important point. To your point about the involvement of the U.S. government and society, in my own last trip, this recent trip, I found out that the American president is not joking around at all. This matter has been taken to the United Nations, I don't think formally yet, but, there are already events on the sidelines of the United Nations, including the one that the U.S. ambassador to the UN hosted, Nicki Minaj,
Yes.
And I found out that on radio and TV, while I was in the U.S. for about 2 weeks, I found out that, this issue was constantly being discussed on radio and on TV. I mean, especially, stations such as Fox. So I agree with you entirely that this is a big deal to the Americans. And I've also tried to express the fact that clearly the Americans are not going to relent on this matter. Now, I wish that we have a united rhetoric, that doesn't bring division, because quite a lot of our people have been saying, oh, it's not only Christians. Yes, Muslims are also involved. And this is why the next question I want to ask you is very important. Now, during the congressional hearing last week, it was stated clearly by the congressmen and the representative of the State Department that spoke at that congressional hearing, two of them, Mr. Jacob McGee and Mr. Jonathan Pratt. They said that after the designation, there is also a toolkit, and both themselves from the State Department and the U.S. Congress said one of the toolkits includes the collaboration that must happen between the State Department and the Treasury Department to target individuals in Nigeria who are supporting this horrific violence, to go after their assets, to freeze their assets, to impose visa bans and other specific targeted sanctions against particular individuals. Now, you have also said that the State Department has asked you to come up with a list. I want to ask you, how do you think that can effectively help us to expose some of the people that are behind this thing? Before you respond, I recollect that Pastor E.A. Adeboye at the last Holy Ghost service actually also asked the president that, look, don't just go after the terrorists, go after their sponsors and their backers. And he made a point, he said, regardless of how influential those people may be. Do you think we are getting close, to dealing with this situation with all these opportunities that are now coming up, Stephen?
Thank you very much, Laolu. The truth is that the United States government should not be the one sanctioning the sponsors of the terrorism that is ravaging Nigeria. This is a very factual point to tell you that the Nigerian government is not sincere. I have it on good authority that the United Arab Emirates gave a list of sponsors of Boko Haram to the Nigerian government, to the then former president, late President Buhari. The government of Nigeria sat on that list. Guess what? The United States has also that list. And their list is actually expansive. Ted Cruz said, we know the sponsors. We also know that Nigerian government know the sponsors. And whether they be in government, in religious circle, in business, they will be sanctioned. And if you want to do international trade, there's something they call the Magnitsky Act. It will not just freeze your asset in America. Like some of them are already saying, I have asset in Dubai. I will not go to America. Guess what? The Magnitsky Act will freeze your asset everywhere in the world.
That's true.
You will have to stay with Nigerians and in the terror. So the good news of this sanction is that it will hit home to those funding this jihad, because these guys are not funding themselves. Our government, if they were sincere, will sanction those people themselves. Our government, if they were sincere, will bomb those people themselves. Obasanjo, former President Obasanjo said, and I quote, if our government wanted to take this out, they have drones. Why negotiating and apologizing with terrorists? How can people take your daughters and rape them and you will be negotiating with them? I heard Shegumi saying that they are just ordinary people. They just kidnap because they are hungry. Excuse me, Sir Shegumi. They are not hungry. They are terrorists. And a serious government do not negotiate with terrorists. America sees what is happening. Nigerian government knows the sponsor. They are not acting. And guess what? The US government has had enough because we have cried to them that Christians are being killed, Muslims are being killed. We don't want anybody to be killed. We know that Muslims are also bearing the brunt. We're not saying that they are not being killed. Yeah. But our point is that nobody should be killed.
Right.
Nigerians should be able to live freely anywhere they like and be safe. And until that is done, don't blame the United States for their sanctions, because indeed, sanctions are coming.
Absolutely, absolutely. Last question, Stevie. So the Nigerian president, in his defense, on Wednesday, a few days ago, declared a national security emergency, and he issued a few directives to ramp up the numbers, the troops on the ground, and all of that. How do you respond to that?
I would say that is a step in the right direction, but it is coming 2 years too late. Because I would have expected when the president came into, as he declared subsidy is gone, he would have said terrorism is gone. He would have said no sacred cows. We have seen a government that is interested in 2027, turning our country to a one-party state, gallivanting like you are in charge when terrorists are actually in charge. We have the doubt to know who is actually in charge of Nigeria. Because if Bola Ahmed Tinubu was in charge, these terrorists would not be marauding the way they are. Radimo asked a question, Laolu. He said, how come Nigerians are not allowed to have weapons, but these terrorists have RPG, AK-47s, and they are going about? Why don't you disarm them? The question that could not be answered in Congress is this. They are not disarmed because our government know who they are. And our auntie from the north, Injatu, said before the elections in 2023 that she went to London to see Tinubu and asked him, what's your plan for the north? What's your blueprint? And she said, and I quote, Tinubu said, I have no blueprint. They will kill me if there are too many toes. Now, I don't have a reason to doubt her, but what we are seeing, we are afraid that there are some sacred cows that our president Tinubu is afraid to touch, and America will not sit back. The world will not sit back and allow the genocide against Nigerian Christians, the genocide against Nigerian Muslims to continue. So do not blame others when they are coming to help you put out your fire. Since you have refused to touch toes, the president should have touched toes 2 years ago. So the emergency declaration is 2 years too late. And it's all window dressing. I have no confidence in it. We talked about state police for the longest. Why don't we have state police? You lived in America, Laolu. We have county police. We have even university police. We have state police. We have federal police, FBI. Why don't we have state police, local government police, so that people can protect themselves? Only the terrorists are armed in Nigeria. Why? How come people in Yalewata, people in Plateau, Southern Kaduna are less? Why these marauders are killing people and butchering women? It's not right. Our president is just declaring a state of emergency, maybe for the outside world, but we are Nigerians. We don't take it seriously until we see results.
All right. Thank you so much, Honorable Stephen Osemwegwe, the National Director of the Save Nigeria Group in the U.S., organizers of the rally tomorrow, Monday, December 1, in Washington, D.C. I wish you all the best, and I wish our country all the best. I think it is happening now. Our government will have to sit up, and I still hold out hope that the government can sit up. I still hold out hope. They are in office. They have the resources, just like former President Obasanjo said. They have the capacity to go after these marauders, these merchants of terror, and to go after their sponsors. They have the capacity, and I will give President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I will give him the benefit of the doubt because he has all the time that he needs in the world to prove that he can get this thing done. Thank you so much, Stephen. And Inside Sources will be right back. Welcome back to Inside Sources. Today, I am bringing back one of the leading voices in the Nigerian Pentecostal movement, a prophet that is based in Jos Plateau State, the president of El Buba Outreach International, who is based in Plateau, but is a Fulani from Borno State. is joining us today to discuss the state of things with the issue of the killings in Nigeria and the international dimension. I'd like to welcome back to Inside Sources, Prophet Issa El-Buba. Prophet, you're welcome back to Inside Sources.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you, and thank you for all that you're doing for Nigeria. I'm actually a Kanuri Fulani man.
Okay. Yeah, the correction taken, the Kanuri Fulani man. I want to start, Prophet, from how did you feel, because I saw that you were at the redemption camp, the redemption city, when Pastor E. Adeboye had to come out openly to say to the government that, look, it's important to deal with the terrorists, but not just deal with the terrorists, to deal with the financiers and the supporters of terror. And he said, regardless of how influential they may be. Let us start the conversation from there. How did you feel, when Pastor Adeboye was making that important counsel?
I will tell you the truth. That is the voice of, let me use the word, the pastor of the nation. This is the largest denomination in the entire world as of today. And Daddy Adeboye is not given to emotions, and is not given to sentiments. And so for him to come out and say what he said tells you a lot. And as an elder and a grandfather, today Pastor Adeboye is 83 years old.
Yes.
And so he has seen the different phases of Nigeria. And so I am excited. We are excited, let me be honest with you. We just finished a national congress where we had representatives from all over the 36 states of Nigeria. And everybody is excited at that statement, because that is the truth and nothing but the truth and the only truth. And so for Pastor Adeboye to come out and not being diplomatic in giving it, but exactly what is the root cause. You see, when you are dealing with a case and you go right to the root cause, it's just like if you are having a water flowing on your tap, then you go to the source and you lock it. You realize that the tap will stop flowing, the water will dry. Right. What he said is the root. And the moment that root is blocked, everything will come to an end. This is something we've been crying for over 25 years. We've been groaning, we've been crying for the nation to hear our voice, hear us out. This is going on. When it began with the killing and the attack on Christians and Christians, every other place was like people were just quiet and celebrating. And we were saying this thing is going to engulf everybody. Look, 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 listen to us, attend to us. We cannot continue to be having blood of our brothers and sisters. And we cannot be in tension when we are in church services. We cannot continue to be carrying our women whose stomach are torn open and babies whose heads are crushed. We went through all of that. It's a gory thing that it's not a good one that anybody can watch. And so we are carrying those pain, we are carrying those injuries. And so the times where we have held our peace, and the times where some of the times when the attack comes, and then we just have to defend ourselves because that is responsibility. The whole thing will be turned on us again. It will turn on the church that we were the ones who went attacking and all of that. But we were saying, watch it. This thing is coming, but it's going to engulf the country. And so right now, God has heard our prayer, and he has to raise people from all over the world. So right now, it's not just about only the Christians, but even the Hausa community, and innocent lives in Nigeria, the moderate Muslims that are also being killed. It is the cry of the Christians that has woken up the entire world, because blood is blood. And this genocide that has been going on and on for me and for us, we are happy. We are happy at this point. You can imagine I was at the funeral of 510 killed in one night. One night.
Wow.
I was in another funeral of 200 killed in one night.
Right.
One night. And so we've been in different places then, and we've had this experience and crying out to God, crying out also that humanity will hear us. So this is an answer prayer. My own advice in terms of the way the church should handle this matter is to keep praying. That's one. Keep praying. We should never stop praying because there is a spiritual dimension to what is going on. These people are demonic, but the ones in government, the ones that are in business, who are funding it, who are supporting these killers, and the ones that are on the field, they are foot soldiers. There is a spiritual dimension, which the Bible calls it the spirit of wickedness. At the second time, apart from praying, we need to voice out, we need to continue to put the pressure on the government until the government does what is right for all Nigerians. What is right for all Nigerians? That should be the position of the church for all Nigerians. Number three, every Christian must be safe in every location. There is the genocide of what is going on in terms of killing. There is the persecution of identity. That a Christian that is in Katsina or in Sokoto cannot get a free land for him to build a church, cannot get the papers, the certificate of occupancy. And if you're a Christian, there are certain courses you cannot get in the university in the northern Nigeria. There are certain things you cannot, there are certain positions you cannot get because of your faith. So this is the fourth thing that the church should continue to advocate until there is equality, until there is a playing ground where every citizen will feel that he is a Nigerian and must be respected as a Nigerian. Every Christian and I will join now with every moderate Muslim should defend themselves, to protect themselves. We should all stay alert. These people are bent on bringing Nigeria down. We must all stay alert and then collaborate with the international community that have shown interest in supporting us, partnering with us. We are not asking them to come and control us. No, not to come and control us, but partner with us, give us what is required in terms of intelligence, in terms of area surveillance, so that the training camps of these terrorists will all be wiped out, and also their sponsor, the presidency. I tell you this, and I'm not missing word. Right in the presidency, there are people there. I have mentioned them before, and I can mention them now. They are there. They are part of the sponsors of these terrorists. So the president knows their name. The president should have the political will to bring them out publicly and deal with it. That will give hope to Nigerians. That will give hope to the ordinary Nigerians. There are members of the Senate who are part of the organizers, sponsors of these terrorists. Is there. Why would the president not arrest these people and bring them to book? Nobody should be above the law in this country.
Absolutely.
Nobody should be above the law. Because one thing is, any truth that you try to play down, then you can never get your freedom and your liberty. But if you walk with truth, then liberty will come. This is what every Christian should stand for. We should not keep silent. We should not keep silent. It is time to actually speak more louder, more united, and until this evil comes to an end in our nation.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Prophet. I am excited also because I see a clear opportunity for our country to get to the end of this evil. Because quite frankly, to have the President of the United States, talking about this matter regularly. I just came back a few days ago from the U.S. I was at the U.S. congressional hearing, and I could see that not only the President of the U.S., his cabinet members, even on the radio in the U.S., on the TV in the U.S., this matter is now becoming some kind of a priority. So I wanted to ask you, two things. Now, how do we manage this opportunity, Prophet, in a way that does not divide Nigerians? Because yes, there are Christians that are being killed. I know about that. You know about that. We know that there is Christian genocide, but we also know that Muslims are also being killed. So how do we manage this opportunity going forward so that it does not become a matter of division, Prophet?
I will tell you this. I'm here in the north. We had just held a national prayer against genocide. Muslims were among us.
Fantastic.
Muslims were among the Christians.
Fantastic.
When we had the prayer this afternoon.
Fantastic.
In Jos here. Now, I will tell you that a lot of Northerners are tired. They are tired. The Muslims, the moderate Muslims are tired. But I will tell you, the people who are speaking louder are the Fulani, let me use the word, terrorist imams. They are the ones who are speaking violence and who are speaking against America and all of that, trying to instigate and stir up. People like Gumi, he's lied. But if you look at the Islamic clerics from Hausa extraction, you realize that they are aligning because America did not say they're coming to fight Muslims. America say we want to partner to deal with the terrorists. To deal with the terrorists. So this is the best opportunity that the president of Nigeria has. I'm telling you, is the best opportunity to deal with this terrorism because we can't continue. I'm feeling the pain as I'm talking to you. We lost an army brigadier general.
Wow, true.
Uba is not a Christian. Uba, I believe, is a Muslim. We lost an army general. We lost innocent soldiers, sincere soldiers. But then you realize we are losing them. We lost police officers. Few days ago in Bauchi, we lost them to the hands of these Fulani terrorists. Now, listen to the people that are calling for amnesty or whatever, pardon for terrorists, for killers. For killers, they try to compare it with the South militancy demand, right? You can't compare the two. The South, whatever, they didn't go home to home. They didn't burn houses. They were demanding from government. They went after government, demanding government to give attention to them. It's their land. It's their oil.
Yeah.
But this one, what has an ordinary villager, an ordinary farmer? You will go to their house, just like what happened recently in Zamfara. They went to the house, bounced down to the people in their houses because they are house staff. The people that are doing this are Fulani militants. We must call it by its name. And it is time for the Muslims, and I'm saying this, it is time for the Muslim community, the modern Muslims, to all rise up with one voice and speak against these people that are coming out from among them, destroying the image of Islam. This is not the Nigeria I grew up in. I was born a Muslim. I grew up a Muslim. We lived in a family with my Muslim brothers. But you realize that these jihadists, all of them come in the name of Allah. All of them come in the name of Islam. They will not carry out any killing without saying Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. There is none. And the gory part of it is sometimes you will see them carry knife. Carry knife and slaughter Nigerian for no crime. For no crime, just because they believe that they have an agenda called Usman Donfodio agenda, that they must colonize, they must take over Nigeria. This is the best opportunity. America has all it takes in terms of intelligence, in terms of the in terms of the weapons, in terms of area surveillance. They will help us. They will help our army. I'm telling you, I'm speaking to you here. Sir, I'm speaking to you with deep pain in my heart. I just look at our military guys. I have some of them in the field. You need to see the video they send to you because I pray for them every day. I fast for them every day. You see these soldiers, they have families.
Yes.
They're not well equipped. The system is so corrupt. And so if there is an international partnership, America is not coming to do anything. The only thing for the president of America, the most powerful man on earth, to say today that, hey, the genocide must stop, the killing must stop. I think we should appreciate God that America could listen. If probably we had ambassadors and the president going to seek for this attention, probably we might not get this attention. But God made it easy for us. And so it is time to partner in terms of intelligence, in terms of certain areas, surveillance. Why? Because we are having even terrorists in the military. We are having them in the presidency. America will be able to help us to deal with the training camps, to deal with the corridor these terrorists are using and clear them. That's what we need.
That's
the bloodletting must stop. Must stop.
Stop.
Just look at yesterday. If I bring out the statistic yesterday only of number of people we have lost yesterday, it will surprise you. And so this is the best time that we must agree together. There are certain Islamic clerics in northern Nigeria. The government genuinely, and this is not just a suggestion, it's a demand to the president of Nigeria because everything stops on his desk. These people should be arrested. You need to hear them. It's violence that comes out of their mouth. Can you imagine one of the Islamic clerics? He said it is better for him to live with the killers, than for him to live with any Christian in northern Nigeria. Can you imagine that?
Wow.
Can you imagine that?
Look at that.
And this person will be allowed to be walking freely in this country. Can you imagine Gumi, what he's saying? He said, please, don't get anybody into government that will use their weapon to go after our army. He used the word, our army, in the bushes. So this thing is intentional. This thing is deliberate. And they are trying to resurrect the ancient plot that it will come to pass that they must sink it in the ocean of Nigeria. And this will not happen in this country. So Nigeria and Nigerians, let's forget about whatever. I'm telling you this right now. The Northerners are the ones that are suffering most. You can't travel freely. Recently, I was to go to Kebbi, and then from Kebbi to Katsina. From Katsina, I was going to go to Zamfara. You need to see the fear. You can't travel easily. By road, they will carry everybody, take you to the bush, rape the women, flog the men. Oh God, oh God, oh God.
Wow.
You will see the way people are dehumanized. Then somebody will be sitting down in the villa talking nonsense as if we don't see. I feel the pain because a lot of younger people are giving up on this country. They saw me, my children, saw me growing up, fighting this thing. They are graduates. They have their children. I asked them to return back to Nigeria because for Nigeria would be great. Then you are having some elders and some people who are bent on destroying this country. No. No, we stand with America, and it will come to pass. This is the time to liberate Nigerians. Many have gone untimely.
Thank you so much, Prophet. And I do understand the passion. I used to lead an organization when I was in the United States, Christian Association of Nigerian Americans, and I felt, that was the time that I felt the impact of what was happening, the persecution and the violence, because I interacted with a lot of the victims. So I understand exactly how you feel. The next question I want to ask you as we begin to wrap up is that Pastor Adeboye said it publicly that he gave this same advice to President Buhari, and that President Buhari started to implement it, but it did not go all the way. So I want you, now that Pastor Adeboye has given the same advice to President Tinubu, I want you to directly now address President Tinubu of what youth expect him, what Nigerians expect him to do at this time of our history. Please address this specifically. What do you want the president to do? If you had the opportunity to speak to him, what will you tell him, Prophet?
Number one, what I'm going to tell the president of Nigeria is that he must realize this, that God has given him one of the rarest opportunities to rewrite history. He has one of the rarest opportunities to rewrite history. And he should be on the part of the masses. He should be on the part of Nigeria. One thing I will say to him, we had cried out, I was to be arrested by President Buhari several times because I was crying out against this, and I warned the Southerners, if you don't join us in this battle, it will come to you. We've seen it. We've seen the way now they have moved over into the Southwest. It's time he stands up as the president of Nigeria, as the commander-in-chief. Nobody can do him nothing. Nobody can do anything to him. And it is time for him to stand up and give order. I will advise he should invite some of the retired chief of defense staff and form them as a committee and a team to use them. In the next 72 hours, I tell you, if there is a direct order to the foot soldiers on the ground, they will smoke these guys. General Gwa is there. General Musa that was just retired is there. General Theophilus Danjuma is there. And few others, they are there. Why will he not pull them together? He should not depend on his minister of defense. And I'm saying this truth. He should not. Neither his chief security national advisor, Rebadu, he should not. He should take the bull by the horn and go after these people. If he's thinking about the support of a minority of my own tribe called Fulani for his presidency, then he's missing it. Nigerians are more in number that will give him, if he does the right thing, then he will have what he's looking for. But if he does not stand with the people, I'm telling you, he's also going to go down, because God will surely raise a deliverer for us. So, Mr. President, the North is bleeding. I toured the entire country. I just finished my tour in all the 37 states with Abuja. I went state by state. I went by road all through this journey. Nigeria is bleeding. Nigeria is bleeding. Nigerians are going through pain. And it is time for you to partner with America. I will advise you, Mr. President, partner with Donald Trump. Let them give you the strategy of what is required together, not to come and control you, but to come and partner with you and smoke these people out. Let me say this to you. They are planning to destabilize the country for their political desires or whatever. I'm telling you what is on ground. They are planning to set everywhere on fire, that Nigeria will become ungovernable for them to take over. But if he does the right thing, he will not sink with them. But rather, God will show him mercy, and all of us Nigerians will rejoice, because I believe the end of it has come.
Yes.
And so the advice that Pastor Deboye gave, these are advice from an elder statesman, from a father, from a grandfather. Pastor Deboye doesn't talk anyhow. Before he speaks, he has consulted with God. And so all of us, we are standing right now saying the president should give an order. We want to see our military all mobilized to go into the forest, go into the mountain, go into the riverine areas and smoke these people out. Our soldiers are crying. I have videos of soldiers that are my disciples. They said to me, Daddy, we want to deal with them, but we will see them passing. You want to raise your gun, you will hear that there is an order not to shoot. There is an order not to shoot. And instead of our soldiers winning, it is the same terrorists that will come after our soldiers and throw rocket launchers and throw bombs. We are losing soldiers in their drones. So I advise that the president should feel the pain of the slaughtered people, of the innocent farmers in Kano, in Zamfara, in Plateau, in Benue. He should listen to their cry. In Chibok, right now, in Borno State, they have come back again. They have regrouped. They have regrouped. They have been empowered to come back, and they are dealing with our soldiers. But if the president goes out, this matter will come to an end. We will stand with the president. Nigerians will stand with him. Let him take this step and let him hear the sound that will go all over the nation. And by the grace of God, I will say this, that we are ready, we are prepared, we are no longer going to be keeping silent, we are no longer going to be closing our eyes in prayer, we are going to watch and we will defend ourselves. We are mobilizing our young people, both Muslims and Christians, to go after the sponsors. The Nigeria will see the sponsors, because they are known in Kano, they are known in Katsina, they are known in Bauchi.
Thank you.
So I advise the president of Nigeria to honestly partner, and the time is now. Now is the time, and it is now. And to all Nigerians, our mumu don't do, our passivity. When good people keep silent, evil will continue. It's time we all rise up to rally. It's time we all step out. If Americans, if Belgians, if people in other nations will be coming out for us, an ordinary American has nothing to do with Nigeria, but is coming out to say this must come to an end. We Nigerians must step out. The government must not harass people that are desiring that this nation works for all. The government should harass Islamic clerics that are stirring up this. And lastly, Mr. President, bring an end to Islamic law in northern Nigeria. Bring an end to this. Approve Nigerian community policing. Don't listen to them. This will help us to be able to safeguard our community with our people, both our houses, both our Kanuri people, ordinary people, and our Muslim and Christian brothers. we will be able to join hands and get this matter done. I am sweating. I am hot inside because every day I'm getting requests. I'm getting pictures of community, direct information. And we have to send help. We have to send people to have children to be evacuated. I believe this year is the year. And in this land, the president has the best opportunity to rewrite history. He should forget about 2027 if he doesn't do what I am saying right now. He should forget it.
Thank you so much, Prophet Issa El-Buba. Thank you for your passion. Thank you for your candor. And thank you for your forthright wisdom. I agree with you entirely that if the president were to do some of these things that you have said, Nigerians will line up behind him. And we are hoping and praying that the time has come, for this, for peace to reign in our country. Thank you so much, Prophet. Thank you for coming to Inside Sources, and thank you for your voice.
You see, Nigerians are tired of statements.
I know.
Nigerians are tired of public statements.
I know, absolutely.
Nigerians are tired of public statement. It's time for action.
Action.
It's time for visible action. We want to see action by our president. Measurable goals. We will stand with him. If not, he should forget 2027. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Prophet. Once again, thank you for your candor. Thank you for your passion. Thank you for the wisdom. And thank you for your courage, your courageous leadership. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We are grateful. Thank you for putting the pressure on, sir. We are grateful. The silent voices, the blood of the silent brothers and sisters that are in the grave, we are speaking on their behalf, and we're saying, Mr. Kande, thank you very much. Thank you for amplifying the voice, and we keep doing it, please, until victory comes to all of us.
Thank you so much. And there you have it, another edition of Inside Sources. Like we always say, Nigeria will prevail. Nigeria will prevail means Nigeria will win, because we will continue to keep an eye on the major issues, and we know that God is giving us a break. My name is Laolu Akonde, and by the grace of God, I will see you at the next edition.